Coming up today on Ktown Social Club, J.D. Vance and his wife arrive in Greenland. Korea and Colombia students suing ICE. Johnny Somali gets punched in the face in Korea. And why do I sound like this? All that coming up and more.
From Koreatown, Los Angeles, thank you for tuning in to Ktown Social Club. For the issues you really care about. With Young Kim, David Yoon, Hajin Cho, Ed Choi, and I'm your host, Michael Kim. And with that, let's start the show.
And welcome back. I am your host, Ed Choi. Today we are joined by Hajin Cho. Young Kim will be joining us in a second because he's running a little late. And as the first time of the host of this show, I have brought back one of our favorites, Douglas Kim.
How's it going, guys? I'm back.
Who is temporarily, permanently back.
I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the deal, right? Well, it's more, I was joking earlier on that it was a trial run, but it was more of a trial run on my part because Ed invited me back and I was just like, well, I don't know about this thing because the last time I was kind of, these things. And he was like, all right. If you don't like it, you can always leave, but just like try it out again. And if you like it, then great, stay. And then if you don't, then you have the option to bounce.
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean,
all right, I'll take it. Realistically,
I think we all know how it's going to go. You're going to love it here. You're going to stay.
We'll see. Jury's still out again.
Yeah.
It might be a vivacious episode. I didn't use bombastic.
You can. I just was like, I don't know if I'm understanding the word.
Well,
right.
I'm excited to get to know Doug because all the damn comments are like, Hajin and Doug need a fight. I'm like, you bitches are so dumb.
We're going to get into that in a little bit.
I'm sorry, the commenters are so dumb.
Wait, what is the bombastic?
You don't read the comments. That's a strict rule.
That's what I do the first day. It's like
stop.
uploaded. I know. I'm just like, let me see 반응은 좀 보자. And then I'm like, they all hate
I know
me.
we've had our issues, but seriously, don't do that for your own mental health.
Oh, I do it all the time.
That's actually thankful. I love
helpful.
It. Thank you.
Revel.
That's a good reminder.
I have a strict rule.
Yeah.
I have a strict
rule.
Fair. I do not look at the comments. Maybe sometimes to engage within the first hour.
Right.
Because typically the hate doesn't happen right away.
Right.
Typically.
Right.
But yeah, just don't.
Oh, I revel in the haters.
You're
very
like, all right, let's go.
energy.
You're a
Let's go.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Different breed. But yeah, for those of you wondering,
welcome back.
Michael has stepped away from the show just because there's a lot of stuff on his plate right now. So, there's a lot going on. So he asked me to host, and I was like, I'll think about it. And then I was like, can I bring Doug back? And he was like, well, you could do whatever you want technically since you're the host now. And I was like,
period.
Oh, okay, well then, yeah, let's bring back Doug and see where it goes. So contingency plan, if you leave, I don't know what I'm going to do.
so just guests, I guess, that are in the LA area.
No, I'm just kidding. But
we should interview people.
Yeah, for sure. No, we do.
Yeah.
The next episode, we have a guest coming in from the Yellow Chair Collective, which is a mental health agency.
Cool.
So
Love
yeah,
that.
we do. But
have you guys not been interviewing people?
No, we do.
Couple months?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the list of people that we had, we've just been having some scheduling things. So not as much recently, but we do. Got it. Before jumping into it, how has your week been? I feel like his is going to be longer. So, and also
well,
women
today's
first.
my birthday.
Oh,
today's my 32nd.
Happy birthday!
Thanks, guys.
Not to make it weird, but it's also
it is April Fool's Day.
One of my past dog's birthdays too. So this
That's
day,
hilarious.
April 1st has always been very
sentimental
day for me.
Okay, well that's good because everyone's like, "Oh, you're a troll," and I'm like, I mean, I am, but
I feel like April Fool's doesn't even.
It is kind of fitting.
It is
though,
fitting,
isn't it?
right? I know.
Yeah. I feel like April Fool's isn't even a thing anymore. I feel like people have gotten,
I honestly forget.
I actually hate
unless
it.
Google changes.
I don't mind face-to-face April Fool's jokes, but I hate the social media ones.
Yeah, it's just kind of
they're so cringe.
They're so
my God, I've already
right?
seen so many this morning.
You just have to stay off the internet.
I literally
some of the skits
opened up Instagram today, and one of my mutuals was like, "So I'm starting an OnlyFans today," and I was like, "That's weird." And then immediately, it highlights a content. It highlights a comment. Someone I knew was like, "Oh, good one." I was like, "Oh, right. God damn it." I was like, "Yep, not opening up social media for the rest of today."
Yeah, people are being rowdy, so Don't get fooled, guys, by the clowns out there.
Hopefully it's not also a full moon.
It'll already be April 2nd, so the warning will be for next year, I guess.
Yeah,
initially,
don't get fooled by those trolls.
Initially, I was going to do like an April
us.
Fool's. I was going to pretend to be Michael the whole time, and then I was like,
that'd be kind of
by the
funny.
time this comes out, it's not going to be the first. So that's dumb. So we just did the intro. We had Michael dub the intro, and then I really badly lip-synced.
Is that what's going to happen? Michael's. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just for this episode, just for this one. Yeah. But how was the time you were gone?
Yeah.
What have you been up to? You started a new podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Well, it's not really a podcast. It's more of like
check it
a
out.
video dissertation
Dope.
website.
That's
now.
only because
YouTube?
it's 3+ hours long.
Yeah, so the first episode is kind of like
normal.
Yeah, YouTube. The first episode is a little normal. It's like an hour. It's more about like the past 5 to 10 years of my life and how I became a communist from like pretty much an apolitical libertarian.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Like just that journey. But then the second episode is
Doug is a communist. I should have said that when I introduced
Marxist
you.
Leninist.
I definitely want to pick at your brain. That's interesting.
And so the second episode is a 3.5-hour episode,
Which
on
is like the Titanic.
Obama and like wokeism and how that was created to dispel a lot of stuff about proletarian issues like the Occupy Wall Street protests and stuff like that. So it's just kind of going into his background as, his parents and his grandparents. They were all kind of probably working for the CIA in Hawaii in the 1960s. So they're kind of just going really deep into his connections and like how he became senator and president and all that jazz. And then my third episode, which I'm currently uploading right now, is about Hollywood. So it's like another 3-hour, 15-minute like dissertation on the
2
history.
movies.
That's like 5 movies, a week's worth.
I included like 100 different like clips and pictures. So there's different movie clips, so it's a little bit more visually engaging.
Don't you get exhausted just editing 3 hours worth of?
It took me all day yesterday
because like I had to editing a movie.
Dude, props to you. The grind. I hate editing. I fucking hate editing.
So what I was doing is I was just like, I have a script that I write out for the whole thing.
That's helpful.
And so then I'm just like looking for assets.
You write out 3 hours worth of script?
I'm writing out like 24 pages of like maybe.
Bro, what? You're like in college. What the fuck?
That's so crazy.
It's like 14 fonts, so I can read it though. Like, so it's not like that many.
14's not that.
But then I'm
big,
also
Douglas.
kind of like using it as a reference point. But sometimes I am going off of it, and so I'm like using information.
Why don't you do Substack and have people?
I do have a Substack.
You do have one? Okay.
But
I feel like that's,
I like
people are
this
really
format though because I feel like
video essays are good though.
Yeah.
For
exactly.
learners.
Because like a lot of people don't read.
Learner.
No,
Yeah.
actually, you could do both. You should put
do
your notes
both,
up
yeah.
on Substack.
I can, but
because some of your viewers maybe might appreciate the
I do. So
ability
the
to
other
speak
thing I do
through.
is I put all the timestamps.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to skip to several,
I love it when a creator does that.
That
I love a good
alone
time-
probably
timestamp.
takes you
so
hours.
I listen to the whole thing at 2x speed to like write down where I'm talking about different stuff. So I am trying to accommodate you know, the layman
Us
or whatever.
plebes.
You know,
Teach
and I
us.
am trying to like
ADHDs.
split it into sections. Like for
It
example,
helps.
it's like one part is about Obama.
What's
one
your
part
channel?
is about.
I'll subscribe.
It's called the Yellow Knight Podcast.
Yellow Knight Podcast. Okay.
Yeah. So that's one thing
Plug
I'm up
it
to.
in, y'all.
So I am part of, you know, I'm doing more and more stuff for my Communist Party now. For example, well, some of the requirements, for example, is like working out and just like physical.
to be in the.
Yeah, just to like, because like, you know, Mao always says, civilize the mind, but make savage the body, right? We want to be disciplined. We want to be like kind of like, you
That's a
know,
badass quote.
working.
Was it
communists.
Mao a little overweight?
I mean, yeah, but that was like later on in his life. I mean, he was,
okay.
You know, like remember he's running away from the KMT
Fair,
in the
yeah,
1930s
yes.
during the Long March,
right.
like running away thousands of miles, right? The OGs were all kind of like doing that. But basically, the other requirement was that you had to do a martial arts. You had to train in some martial arts. It could be any martial arts. So I decided to, for my requirement, I decided to take Wing Chun, which is
Because it's chill.
and the other cool thing is like my Sifu is like this Black American guy, but he trained under William Chung. And William Chung right now is like the world premier expert at Wing Chun because
Wow.
he trained under Ip Man.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What's
So
Wei Chun? What is that? What
William
practice
Chun.
I mean, sorry, the sport you're
Wing
talking.
Chun.
What is that?
So it's basically kung fu, the
Oh,
fighting
cool.
style. Everything like
never
Bruce
heard of
Lee.
this. Okay.
Bruce Lee fought in Wing
Oh.
Chun. Yeah, so he kind of like popularized
Isn't that
that
kind of
fighting
like
style.
choreography though, or like?
No, so
Oh, is
that's
it not?
more what you're thinking is the other kind of the kung fu, which is like Tai Chi
Yeah.
or
Oh,
like
yeah, you're right, you're
wushu.
right, you're right,
She's
you're
like
right,
the
you're
old people.
Those
in
are
the
more
park.
like
You're right.
the artistic
Yeah,
side of
that's
kung
my
fu.
vibe.
They look like they're like pushing
Yes.
water around.
No,
or
but like Wing Chun is like the
Colors of the wind?
100 fist type stuff
Oh,
and like
shit.
like the
Is it
different
making you
forms.
physically strong? This practice?
I think it is.
Okay, okay.
I've
That's all that
lost
matters.
probably around 15
Oh.
pounds since
already?
since I've left the show. So
Crazy.
yeah, but I'm
Get
also
nice and
running.
trim, babe.
Yeah.
babe. Sorry.
No worries.
I was gonna say bro. What the fuck? Sorry,
I
guys.
run like-
I assumed you were about to say babes, because typically I feel like that's more generic.
I call my friends babe and bitch, so I'm sorry if that comes out.
No
It's
worries.
Like, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to call a stranger babe.
I didn't think it was that embarrassing.
probably have a-
Please
probably
don't
lot-
write in the comments.
you probably
"How'd
have a
you
lot of-
lose
Not that you're gonna
dad?"
know.
You probably have a lot
Thank
of gay
you.
BFFs or something.
Yeah,
right?
like most of my circle is like gay as fuck. So
yeah. But yeah, I'm also running like. I
Yes.
used to. I used to do
Running
cross country and
daily?
stuff like that, but I run 3 times a week.
Everyone's running now.
Whoa.
But with my friend, I'm also playing tennis because he's like, I got a new racket.
Jeez.
So yeah, I'm doing a lot of shit.
That
Where
is
do you
a lot
where do
of
you
shit.
run? Are you in LA? Where do you?
So I
don't
just
wanna-
run around
don't
my
dox
place.
yourself,
So
but-
I live on the west side.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I live right on the border of Santa Monica and West LA.
Oh,
so I
love.
just kind of like run to the beach and back.
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
I usually kind of like make like a detour or whatever to make it 6 miles or whatever.
Wow. Running's a great discipline. Seems
But
like
yeah,
everyone's running.
I feel like more and more, pumped and stuff like that. So I am excited about like the stuff that I'm up to and the the party stuff that I'm up to. So
Good for
like,
you.
We did a thing for the homeless shelter a couple of weeks ago. We helped out giving food. Now we're trying to kind of like engage with truckers at the port, like in Long Beach and stuff like that, to kind of like organize truckers against their kind of like corrupt practices of like the people that use the truckers, right? There's all these like different sorts of things that we're learning about the trucking industry.
not know that.
Yeah.
So
it's all
this
the
is a
stuff we're-
communist like faction you found, or
No,
like
this
are
is,
you?
I wasn't the founder.
Oh, you weren't the founder. Okay, you were
so
just
this
active.
we started in
is
July
a cool group.
2024.
Oh, it's like
We're called the
relatively new.
American Communist Party. So
Holy
ACP.
shit,
Yeah.
That is very interesting. I
Yeah.
want to like check it out. I'm not
yeah.
communist.
So
but-
go to acp.us if you want
Okay.
to check it out.
Okay.
I can't officially speak for the party because I'm still in cadre training, so I can't say anything
gotcha,
for
gotcha.
the party. But that
Yeah.
is
That's a good communist.
Originally, when you told me that you guys were doing community service work, I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then I was like, "Oh, wait, no, right? You would have to do community service work because you guys are social,
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's what we're trying to.
That's
We're
like
trying to
the
be
tenet
for
of
the
your-
people,
right?
Yeah.
The
We
whole
wanna-
belief
Yeah.
system.
Yeah, we want to.
well, you're
help the
living
people.
by the
Exactly.
the beliefs,
It's
which
funny
is
because
important.
when I was a Christian for most of my life, and I went to mission
that's
trips
interesting.
and stuff like that. But then I stopped going to church. I don't want to say stopped becoming a Christian altogether, but I stopped going to church in 2015. And it's funny because like I feel like now that I become a Marxist, I feel like I'm doing more Christian stuff than I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, in fact, you told
That's
me the
funny.
other day you're like kind of starting to steer back.
Yeah,
A
more
little bit.
into orthodoxy because I think Protestantism and Catholicism, they're both tainted
So
with the stain
toxic.
of imperialism, like Western imperialism, right?
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
been used to control people.
Yep.
But I think orthodoxy is kind of like kind of clean.
More
of
on
that.
the pure
yeah,
side,
because they're more on the
theoretically,
Russian,
yeah.
Greek side that didn't really take.
It's questionable how much of it is pure because humans wrote it,
Sure,
But
I mean,
yeah,
you're
as
not going to
pure
get
as
like
you can get right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Out of the 3 traditions,
Sure.
that's the one I'm most interested in.
Yeah,
Right
that makes sense. Well,
That's awesome.
let us know how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will do.
Hangluk Sana? Are you Korean?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I would
didn't
be
know.
allowed on
Sorry.
the show if I wasn't,
Oh, okay.
right?
Oh, wait, duh. Sorry. I just didn't know because
I
I
don't
was
think
like,
it's like a rule.
I didn't know if you were Chinese because you were talking about Mao.
Oh
like,
yeah, no.
communism, so I was like, wait.
Kim,
Okay.
last
Oh,
name.
Kim. Okay.
But
Which could still be Chinese,
I was
Oh, could it?
also
Oh.
named after the Korean War general Douglas MacArthur.
which is hilarious.
Whoa, that's interesting. Where'd you
So,
grow up?
New York.
Oh, you're East Coaster. Okay.
Like,
okay.
do you know like Westchester County?
Wait, you're the actor friend, right?
Yeah.
Or have some performing.
Former.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of retired
I'm an actor
from that
too,
life.
so that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
Mike telling me about. Okay.
No,
Cool.
He
We gotta
had his
talk
own
about stuff.
pilot for a show.
Or I created my own pilot.
Which is what you got to do nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
Same. But it's good. It's good. It's on YouTube. It's actually.
I'll check your stuff out.
It's
Absolutely.
actually really good.
We gotta support each other, guys.
Not that
Hollywood,
like
LA's fucked.
Not that like I doubted it, but I was like, wow, this is actually really good.
No, it's
You're
funny
clearly
because
a creative guy, and you like to like.
yeah, I like
always
to do
express
stuff.
and
I
create.
like to
That's awesome.
think. I like to but it's funny you say that because there was another Asian American Hollywood report. Like she worked for the Hollywood Reporter, and we weren't like the closest friends, but we were acquaintances. We knew each other from college. We knew each other from the same circle of people and whatever. And for the longest time, when I first made my show, I was putting it out to every single Asian American like reporter that I knew because they were all talking about Scarlett Johansson. They were all talking about the Great Wall of China. I was like, oh, you guys will love this. Almost nobody responded, right? And I was like, what the fuck? And then, but I was more incensed that this person didn't even respond because I know her
personally,
Yeah,
right? So it's just like,
sure.
what the hell? So I basically was like, what the hell? And she was like, okay, let me watch it. And then it's like, honestly, like when Asian Americans send me stuff, it's usually
really
terrible
bad.
garbage.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't
just
want to watch
ignores
it.
it,
But then, I apologize. I made a
It
mistake
does suck.
here.
Sometimes stuff like that, being in that type of industry, the type of job you have, it does jade you.
Oh, absolutely.
It gets you jaded.
So
I don't know
But
what
I
to
think
say.
the biggest thing that annoyed me
Lord.
was like she was saying stuff like, "Oh, I have to be the voice of Asian America that helps people."
Right.
Just like,
She's just. It's all
Are you,
front.
though?
Yeah.
that's a little much. That's a little
A lot of folks do that. They're like, I'm
Yeah.
going to be the representative
Exactly,
spokesperson for
right?
my group. And it's like, no one asked you to be, bitch.
but
like,
if you are trying to be that, how
That
can you
act-
do something so
yeah.
fucking hypocritical?
Like, follow through with your
Like,
actions.
That's like-
if
Yeah.
something doesn't come into the front door with the white Hollywood thing that Asian
Because
characters
they're
are
all
part of.
grifters, too. They're
Exactly.
all social climbing
Yeah.
and
That's
career
like
climbing, too.
yes.
that's
as
like
well,
I don't know if you
know?
guys saw this at the beginning of the pandemic, but there was this like younger guy. He was Korean male. He was like in his early 20s. And at the beginning of the pandemic, he came out and he was like sharing some of these stories about the injustices being done to our community. And then at some point in one of the videos, very early on, he was like, the Asian American community needs a leader, needs a voice. And he kept talking about how it's him. And everyone was like, bitch, no one asked you to fucking be our voice.
Yeah.
And that he got canceled
Schizo breakdown.
real quick.
Yeah.
He
A lot of people-
deleted his account. I don't even remember
he
his
just
name.
disappeared.
He just was some random guy, came out of nowhere.
Oh, where did he say
It was
that?
like right around like 2020.
What platform? did
It
he
was
say
on
that
TikTok.
Probably TikTok.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of people that have like psychosis and like document it all, and it goes on TikTok. People are like, someone needs to get that person medical attention. Like people that are very mentally ill on all these platforms.
Yeah.
It's like
Spreading
Kanye,
God
but
knows
on
what.
a
Yeah.
smaller
I mean,
scale.
it's all derived from Western individualism, Nietzsche, Machiavelli, those types of characters that seep into like, oh, I have to be the hero, I have to be the great man, and it's kind of like also encouraged in our media too. You know, it's always
Our
about
culture.
the hero, right? The hero's
Main
journey.
character.
Exactly, main character syndrome.
Wait, then I mean, we can let Ed move on. I just feel like we're
That's
gonna have
fine.
to get into a ton of like philosophical discussions eventually.
Oh,
but
it comes up.
Yeah.
It comes
Oh,
up a
I've-
lot. Doug will
I mean, I've
insert
read,
that shit
like-
Yeah.
everywhere.
I've read like all of German philosophy in the
love
past
that.
few months.
I just have a very basic question. Have you not tried to relocate then, like to to China or anything, or
That's
like?
actually
Oh
really
no!
funny.
For me,
Up-
my
up-
purposes. I mean, like I have thought about moving to China, but then like
Like
You
pretty
can, like, teach
strongly.
and stuff, you know.
yeah, I think like
their
I would
quality of
only
life's
do
great,
that
seems.
if I felt like there was no hope in America left, and it was.
We're not quite there
it's-
yet.
We're not.
We're
quite
not there yet.
We're not there
Fine,
yet. So
we're
that's
not
why
there
I'm
yet.
staying.
Eagerly
But like,
going there.
because the other thing
Definitely.
too is like if I go to China and I preach communism, it's like I'm preaching to the choir, right?
Oh,
So,
that's
like,
true.
You know, I want to engage where I can make a change. I don't want to like. That's
Right,
why
like,
I
spread
say it as a
the-
last
yeah.
resort because, like, yeah, I'll be kind of like feel like I'm safer and sounder in China than America if shit hits the fan.
But like now what?
But like
then?
now, I'm just kind of like let's try to help. Let's try to educate people and try to stop. My whole thing is like I feel like World War III is almost inevitable at this point. So I'm trying to like do everything I can to try to prevent it from happening.
I mean, it almost.
Oh, whoa! Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Young's here.
Did I tell you my b-day? I might have texted it. What the hell?
Please don't do that.
Happy hosting day!
Thanks, buddy.
Welcome back
Welcome
to the
back.
king.
완전
The king has returned.
완전 아빠 energy.
No.
Most people, when they're late, enter quietly. young.
I just don't give
That's
a
why.
fuck.
That's why we like you.
Thank you. I've been
Thanks for
drinking
the
actually.
HBD.
None of that was a negative. I wasn't like.
I'm
making
sorry.
Fun of
True
I'm sorry. I'll let you get back
fashion.
into your talk.
we weren't. Yeah.
We were just getting to know Doug.
Yeah.
His communist journey.
Oh, the past few months, my.
Why did you leave?
He's grinding. He's been on the grind.
Was it really
bro.
because of me?
No. What?
I heard it was because
Did you
of me.
even join?
No.
At the
Yeah.
time?
You need to
I didn't
ask
realize.
Michael Kim what the reason
Is
was. All right.
Boys
he
got
the
drama.
propaganda
Or
spreader?
You need to watch my first episode of my.
Yeah, look around the 58-minute mark of, I don't know if that's the actual one, but it's
yeah.
towards the end of the first
If
episode.
you go on the Yellow Knight podcast, I explain it all. So if you want to,
Oh, okay.
Not
I
explicitly.
follow
right. Well, I don't explain.
Yeah,
all.
I thought it was
no,
because of
it's
me.
not like the
I mean,
juicy
yeah.
details.
Yeah,
but-
yeah,
cool,
it's
though.
not like the
And
juicy.
you lost weight though. What happened?
He lost 15 pounds.
I've been working out a little bit more.
Okay,
I've been
good.
running.
good,
I've been.
good. But it's not about NASA anymore. It's all about SpaceX.
Oh.
Sorry.
He's getting strong for the revolution. Like
Exactly.
all of us need to.
Let's all work out
Exactly.
together.
Fuck.
'Cause that's the
Nothing
other
will be
thing,
as
too, I think.
iconic as NASA, though.
I think
of
the ruling
course,
class,
dude.
for
NASA is
example,
the
they use drugs, they use alcohol, they use
Media propaganda.
high fructose
Oh, like
corn
hormones in
syrup,
food and stuff?
Yeah,
Food
media,
coloring.
like
Coca-Cola.
Hollywood. They use all that stuff to like make
Brainwash.
people weaker and people like more complacent.
I
and-
actually believe this.
yeah. So that's
What
why.
is
This isn't even a
thought on
conspiracy in my
chemtrails?
opinion.
Huh?
Are chemtrails real?
This
What are
podcast
chemtrails?
is
What
so
is
funny.
happening?
You know, like when airplanes
is
fly and then
happening?
there's like, air the
Oh.
trails and then they
Well,
say that they're spreading chemtrails.
I don't know about
to-
that, but you don't even need to go that far conspiracy wise. I mean, like you fucking see Monsanto and all this fucking shit in our food. It's just
That I agree
Our
with.
food is
You know,
terrible.
actually-
Yeah,
because
I agree with
Mexico
that.
has like straight up sugar for their Coca-Cola.
exactly.
It's actually hilarious you bring up chemtrails because it has nothing to do with what we're about to talk about, but but kind
Come on,
of.
segue.
Sorry, I
Kind of.
had the Paigan Tukong soju today. So
Kind of. So,
That's
last
strong.
week we talked about how Usha Vance was supposed to go to Greenland.
USA.
Yeah, so really quickly, right after we actually said that, the next day,
They
her
got kicked
husband,
off, right?
No, her husband was like, "Oh, I'll go with you." So,
Oh yeah, they both went.
Yeah, so they both went. JD Vance and Usha went to Greenland, and there's actually a pretty funny video when they arrive. When they step off the plane, and you'll see quickly that they start waving, but you can hear the
Are they
noise.
wearing Canada Goose?
There's nobody there.
Probably.
Like there's
I'm
not a
wondering.
single clap. No one's like, "Hey, yay, welcome to
I
Greenland."
mean, it's Greenland, right? I mean, are there people
Denmark.
there?
But like, look, you can see it. Nobody is there. Who
Yeah.
were they waving to?
Just the camera, I guess.
Dude, it's a show,
Paparazzi.
man. Like in K-pop, when we're out there, sometimes there's like 5 people out in the crowd. We still like, act like we're like, yeah,
Yeah, because the
you know?
cameras are catching you and your
Yeah,
reaction.
It's for the show.
Yeah.
It's not what's in front of you.
No, I
man.
know, but that's why I find it funny because it's like they're putting on a show,
Yeah.
and it's
I don't think
they're the
are
government.
I
seriously
agree.
trying to annex.
I understand that trip. Even as a conservative, when I see like the claims, like, oh, we're gonna get like Iceland or was it Greenland?
Greenland.
I don't even know. What I mean? So like when I look at that, I'm just kind of like going, dude, that's just kind of nuts. Even the Gulf of Mexico thing. It's fine. Gulf of Mexico. It's been like Gulf of Mexico for like how many years, dude? Why change it to
The
Gulf
whole
of
time.
America? Although it makes sense to me the other way too. Like North America, South America.
I mean, that's not why we
don't we
wanted
call
to
the
change
Sea of
it.
Japan Sea of Korea now,
It's supposed to be. It's the East Sea. It's the West Sea.
or
East-
the Dokdo Islands.
I'm so dumb.
Tokdo is our
It's supposed to be
land.
Tokyo, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Dokdoyama.
if you're so
That's like
insistent
no
on that,
contest.
why is it? Oh,
Because
what
it
is
actually
Mexico,
has
America?
maritime.
That's not a big time.
It has maritime
So-
trade-offs in your whole like fishing territory.
Right. So
It
then, do you
changes that whole
not
thing.
think that the Mexico and America?
I don't know. Does it?
Probably.
I don't know.
Maybe you should.
I mean, if it does-
maybe you should research that before you say, "Oh, that's not a
No,
big
you're
deal."
absolutely
But the
right.
Dokdo Islands
You
and the
are right.
East Sea of Japan thing is a big deal.
You are right.
But
Fair
But do
enough.
you know? I don't know either. That's why.
yeah,
So I'm not gonna bother. I don't really care, honestly. I just want my kids.
it doesn't
fed.
affect you.
I just want my kids fed.
But honestly, the whole Greenland thing just seems like I don't think they're actually even serious about it. I think it's just like a ploy to just,
If they were serious, I don't think they would have said
piss people off.
Vance,
I think they're just trying to piss liberals off, or Denmark off. Or
But you know what I
Europe
don't
off.
agree with? I'll say this: all these attacks on Tesla automobiles.
Oh, God.
Because my wife can't drive right now.
Is that really happening in LA though? Because like,
No, I'm scared I'm gonna get keyed for real.
But, like-
no,
Like,
you
put
would
a
just see it
little
on TV,
little
but still,
sticker,
you know, like I mean,
like anti-Elon
no
sticker.
Democrat lawmakers has like actually like said that that's wrong. That's
My,
the one
my
thing that's wrong.
conspiracy theory is
what doing that is wrong? Yeah, of
Well,
course.
yeah, I mean-
Vandalizing people's stuff is wrong.
I mean,
yeah.
but no one's really come out and said that. You know, everyone's like,
I mean,
yeah. you
my
know?
conspiracy theory is that feds are posing as anarchists and
Okay,
burning.
I agree with that too. I agree with that
Anarchy.
too. I agree with that too. 100%.
and you
I
know,
could see
like
that.
like in 1933 when the Nazis took power,
Told ya.
big part of
inserts it everywhere.
Uh-huh.
a big part of the reason they were able to assume a lot of control really quickly was the Reichstag fire, which
Yes.
was presumably by some sort of Dutch anarchist, I think. But some people believe that it may have been started by the Nazis themselves as a false flag.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
false flag, even the October, there's many claims on the conservative side.
October 7th.
About, October
sure, of
7th
course.
about being
Yep.
false flag. And thus, even the, the
9/11.
QAnon shaman, I
Right.
mean, he was locked up for 80 years on a sentence, but he got released early after some reports came out about him being guided through the whole thing. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So,
Or Osama bin
I
Laden,
believe all
you
that
know?
100%.
Osama bin Laden being a CIA agent in Afghanistan.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's 100%, bro. He was a homie.
And
Yeah, he was a homie.
The
That's
first time
documented.
he actually admits to the 9/11 bombings, 9/11 planes, is October 29th, 2004, 3 days before the election of George W. Bush.
Oh.
Very convenient.
But 100%.
And George,
that whole thing
George
was
W.
a
Bush's
scam, dude.
father
100%.
was a former CIA director.
Who? George Bush.
George H.W. Bush.
Yeah, that dude.
He's a former CIA director.
Dude, Carlyle Group, bro.
So they were all fucking working together.
Carlyle Group.
Yeah.
They own like the biggest oil companies in the world. These guys are like the Rothschilds of America. And that's a fact. Even as a conservative, I recognize that kind of stuff. Happy birthday, by the way.
감사합니다.
Yeah,
So
you,
what'd
you
you
came
do?
in screaming that.
Yeah, I know. What'd you do?
What's
고마워요.
what's the
What are you, like,
what's the
50 now or
sign
what?
for that? April 1st? What's the
I'm
sign?
an Aries.
Oh, Aries.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
you're born on April 2nd?
Fools
For
today, yeah.
your bong.
뻥이라고요?
개뻥.
개뻥입니다.
It's not your birthday, huh?
아니 진짜 내
Show me ID.
생일이야.
Wait, what's bomb?
ID.
Wait, what's
Oh,
bomb?
you're
Because you're
saying
born
I'm
on the first?
bullshitting.
Oh,
bullshit.
bullshitting.
He thinks you're April Fool's saying
진짜 내
the
Yeah,
April
it was
생일이야.
Fools.
April Fool's Day,
I was like,
right?
being born on the first makes you bullshit?
Yeah, dude. You're
I
all
am a
bullshit.
bullshitter, though.
Oh, she showed it, dude. She got like
My
totally moat
license
me
sucks,
right now.
but 4193.
I can't see.
I mean, obviously, if she's taking it out,
see,
it's.
dude.
내 생일이야. No, I didn't even believe
Happy
my mom.
birthday!
감사합니다.
All right.
Thank you guys.
That's number
Thank you.
4.
That's very, very nice.
Oh, you're a 90s
No,
kid,
but
huh?
you know what?
I am 90s kid.
Oh, wait,
I am a millennial.
You're
bitch.
70s, right?
70s. I'm
Oh.
X generation.
Oh, you're
I'm
like
X gen, dude. 형이야, 형.
아저씨.
형님. 아이고.
We're not that far behind, all right?
I'm just
Chill.
fucking
몇 년생이야? 몇
Sure.
년 잠깐만. 몇
We're both
년생이야?
83.
Yeah.
Dude, that's 7 years, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's literally what I'm saying.
Dude, you know how many things can happen in 7 years, dude?
So much.
Absolutely.
The world
you know
can
how many
end.
more times I've taken a shit in 7 years than you have?
Well, let's see. What was I
I
saying?
know.
mean-
I know 7 years worth of more
Does-
wipes than you.
Does the
Hopefully every
shit
day.
that comes out of your mouth count?
Yes.
Because if so,
Yes.
it's a lot.
Yes. I wipe my
Metric
tooth-
tons.
I wipe my mouth too. All right.
That was 2018, I guess, 7 years ago, right? So
How old were you?
Oh,
I'm
before shit hit the
41
fan.
아 늙었네.
누가 써?
10살.
Okay, but
형님.
anyway, even
so
if the
fucked up.
even if the Greenland thing is to piss off,
yeah, liberals.
The liberals?
Or Europeans.
supposedly they went to, what is it? Is it pronounced Nook? Nook? I don't know how.
Just did it for the nookie.
Greenland, and apparently they went door to door to the two of them, asking if anyone wanted to speak to them, and apparently
No one.
everyone said no.
No, yeah, I heard
So
the
there was
majority.
no welcome. It was not a
The
state
majority of the
visit nor an
population-
No.
official
It was
visit. They
not
just
welcome.
came
Yeah.
like some friggin' tourists
Yep.
on Air Force 2 or 3 or whatever the
Yeah.
hell that is.
I heard the-
and looked stupid.
Yeah,
I heard
they
the
did look
majority of the
stupid.
population
That's okay.
pretty much wants to remain with Denmark.
Yeah, why would they? Why would they want to be, join
I mean,
this?
the idea is that like China
shit
could
show.
invade us at any point through Greenland, and so we need to take it to secure our.
It's
borders.
such an
it's
overt,
a
okay.
strategically
yeah,
important
it's such
area.
an overt reaction,
Name
though.
one country China has invaded in the last 30
Right,
years.
exactly.
Anyone.
It's not an actual threat.
Tibet. According to many conservative theories.
No,
or-
Tibet is part of China.
According to many communist
Before
theories.
before the Chinese Revolution in 1949, Tibet instituted form of
This is
slavery.
why we're here talking about this
It was
crap,
it was
I mean?
mass
Learning.
slavery in Tibet.
I know, but I mean, like in the
yeah.
American sense, we're looking at it as like, nah.
It's a very defensive strategy.
Yeah, because the entire if you're
Overt
going to call
defensive
Tibet
strategy.
like oppressed, then the entire country of America is oppressed because we literally stole this land.
But
from
I agree
everyone.
with that though.
So I'm just saying, if you're
I'm
gonna
oppressed.
say like Tibet is something, if you apply the same standards to America, you fall very short. So anything that they criticize China for, if you actually apply that standard to America, it's like, nah, you guys fucked up even harder.
You're
So you have
absolutely
no
right, but
critiques?
media kind of works in conjunction with the with America, the political system, and kind of dumbs you down. You know?
Which political
American
system?
media.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
American
So I understand how it works.
It's
like
funny
that.
because like I feel like America right now more resembles the 1980s Soviet Union.
but like dumb.
That's what
Soviet
people are
Union people,
saying.
yeah.
I've
By
saw- I've
choice,
seen that.
by
Because
choice,
like
right.
everything is so bureaucratic, everything is so ossified.
We're descending into
Yeah,
fascism.
I think we're just I think we're already fascist, but like it's just doesn't look like it.
No.
Well,
because,
they're
like,
well, they'll
wolf in sheep's
at-
Because the
clothing.
fascism is
But we're
exported.
free.
We
people
export
returning
it
to the country
third world.
At,
But are we
at
free?
customs, they're like confiscating their phones and stuff. They're
Yeah.
acting in really like unconstitutional ways, and I just feel like that is not a safe.
Because I feel like
government.
the Democrats are the good cop and the Republicans are the bad cop. So the Democrats, they operate by shooting propaganda at you, like imperialist propaganda
Bullshit,
at you.
basically.
But now that the Republicans are in office, they're like, oh, see, that's all bullshit. Now we have to censor it all because this is all bullshit. But then they're going to censor over the line and censor
Doug,
everything
I mean,
that
wasn't
opposes them.
there a lot of censorship during the whole Biden administration?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. During the Biden administration, they're shooting all this propaganda at you, right? So you think like everything's bullshit.
but the
But
Republican
then Republicans,
is
once they got it
blocking
off,
it.
right? So they're blocking it, which is
So
good.
you don't even have a choice to know.
Right. But they're blocking it, which is good. It's a good thing that they're blocking the propaganda, but then now they're going over the line and blocking everything that's like against Israel and everything like that.
I can agree with that 100% on that.
Yeah.
No, I on the thing about Israel, I've been calling it from the beginning. I really agree with that. 100%.
Because they're like,
There's something
what did they
really
do?
weird about
They
that whole
threw out some Columbia student who's Asian.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. Yeah,
but
yeah,
they've
yeah.
been doing that since Paris. You know, Paris when the whole thing first started.
What's Paris?
France.
When?
They outlawed any kind of support.
What
Palestine.
year was that?
This was right when
Last
the war
year.
started.
Yeah.
Oh, Paris did
yeah,
that.
France was the first to do that.
Yeah.
That's when I was like going, yo, that's weird, you know. Paris was like, you know, where they
Protest
you know,
century.
guillotined
Yeah.
you know, Joan of Arc or whatever.
Mary
Yeah,
Antoinette.
but they
Yeah.
they soon
that means Israel's very powerful.
Oh hell yeah! That's when I realized. That's
Such a
when I got in an
small
argument with
nation, too.
Michael. I was like going, "Yo, dude, there's something weird," and then he was like going, "Yeah, I see something weird too." You know?
well, because England and France traditionally had imperialist interests in the Middle East. Together, they controlled much of the region.
Yep.
I think France was more North Africa, but like England was more in that like oil-rich area, so they were dominating that area until World War II, which is where America kind of like took the reins and be like, "Hey, we got this from here now." With the '56 Suez crisis, I think. The
What
Suez
crisis?
The Suez Canal crisis.
Oh wow.
So yeah, during that time in '56, there were two things that were going on. There was the Hungarian Revolution that was kind of like the anti-Soviet stuff that was happening.
I've heard of that.
And so the West was really like pushing that out, being like, "Oh, look how oppressive the communists are."
The Red Scare.
Right? But then like at the same time, England and France and Israel, they were teaming up against Egypt, being like, "You got to open up the Suez. You can't nationalize that shit." And Eisenhower was like, "You guys need to shut that fucking shit down because we need to propagandize against the Soviets. We can't look bad right now. So stop your fucking shit. And like Israel, you need to stop your shit too." So actually, America was anti-Israel prior to '67,
Right? That's what I had
not
understood.
anti-Israel, but like they didn't see it as an asset. Until
They
67.
didn't have power until within the last like 30 years, I would say.
Yeah. Well,
Is-
more
Israel.
in the past 30 years, but
Yeah.
like '67, the '67 war was when it.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys you mentioned Egypt real quick, pyramids. Have you guys like been keeping up with what's going
Aliens
on with the pyramids?
or
Like the columns that are going down with the spiraling this and
They
that.
used some new technology
like,
and they
the
found pillars
underground,
underneath.
like, area or something that could be like 2 kilometers
Energy
down,
conduit-
and they found
conduits.
this. You guys don't know?
I feel like this is CIA
gosh, so
bullshit.
this-
No,
like
it isn't. This shit is like some like crazy like new
You haven't heard
revolutionary.
Ed, you haven't looked into that?
It's
No,
like
I've
all
not
over
heard anything about
TikTok.
that. It's like kind of like when they dug under the Easter Island heads and they were like, "There's a whole body under here."
No, they didn't dig, right?
They didn't. They used
didn't
some
dig. So go ahead,
technology. They just use some technology, some like new. I don't
Someone just
know.
was curious.
It's a
and was
satellite
like,
from
let's-
space
No!
technology that they've used before to scope out like.
It's like-
Before it used to like only
You
be
can-
able to
yeah,
scan
you
like
can
under
measure,
about
like,
a
mass
meter
and
of rock,
heat.
but the thing is that like they figured out a way or looking at certain signs and geological movements and stuff to see like further beneath, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they see that there was like 5 columns going down the pyramid of Giza, going down about 400
Oh, yeah,
feet or 400 meters, I think, right? And then
It's
there's like another
long.
like empty section, like an underground city, perhaps, or I don't know
Yeah,
what it is,
people are,
right?
like,
And that's
speculating-
all the way
yeah.
down to like 2 kilometers down under the pyramid.
Yeah, they're like there's probably ancient civilizations that haven't even
So,
been discovered.
It's like they haven't gone into it yet, but I think they're starting to. I don't know. It might be a TikTok bullshit story.
I want to see some
That's
third.
what I know. That's
No,
what
I
you're
swear.
thinking.
I want to see
know,
some
right?
third party. I don't want to see
I
just
swear.
Western archaeologists. I want to see
No,
some
it's not
third
Western,
party,
dude. It's like
non-Western
Okay,
archaeologists.
so
in
there,
too.
it's granted it's the
fake
New York
news.
Post.
Okay.
Granted, it's the New York Post.
New York Post is literally
Yeah, New York
listed as a
Post-
tabloid.
It
Yeah,
is. It
it's-
is. That's
yeah.
why I'm prefacing it with
But
this.
National.
However,
Enquirer
this
has been
article
right.
this article is claiming that the experts debunk it as fake news.
Well, I've heard that too.
Yeah, so I don't know because again, New York Post.
And
But
New York
also-
Post is super heavily Israel,
Very,
friendly. So like, this is all bullshit.
So
because-
this could be like a
Yeah.
diversion. It's like
But look
get
at
away
the
from
im-
Israel. Look at the fucking
images
pyramids.
of those
Boom.
scans. Those like on the bottom right there. Yeah, the colorful.
like these.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know what that is. That could be
I
be
mean, I
like
don't
someone's
either.
like
It could
MRI
be-
scan
it could
for
be
all
the
I know.
abyss,
You know?
yeah.
Like, I have no idea. If I saw a video of them doing that, then I'd be like, oh, okay.
No, but that's what they
yeah,
were
I
saying.
have
want
no
to
idea
see
what I'm
the
looking at.
excavation.
You guys do your research
no, same
after.
thing.
I
If
wanna
you're,
see
if you're looking at
pictures
music
of the
notes and
fucking
you don't know how to read
excavation.
notes,
I
then
don't-
you have
I
no
don't
idea what you're
trust-
looking at.
Yeah.
This weird scan.
It's like the Israel beheaded babies all over again. You know? It's like listen to what I'm saying because there's
I'll
no
see it
proof.
But
when
it's
I-
friggin'
I wanna
cool, though.
see
I mean,
it.
that's like-
If
I don't
that's
want to see
true.
a scan. I
Yeah.
want to see
Here,
it.
go down. There's some like there's like artists. Yeah,
then-
like that.
but then
yeah.
even now,
those little
like,
springs.
Yes.
You could make an
Those
AI
ren-
thing that
those
probably
rendered-
looks really
Yeah.
legit. You
They're
know?
Oh yeah,
Jack in the Box
SAR
boxes,
scan. That's what
man.
it's called. SAR scan.
Game over, dude.
Yeah, I mean
And
that
they're just like-
sounds really interesting because
Yeah.
if that is true, then 100% aliens, right? Like, there's no
Oh, I
way
believe in
they
aliens.
did any
No
sort
doubt.
of technology that
Tutankhamun was a
advanced.
genius. I don't know.
I
But
Tutankhamun was a
people
child.
are saying people didn't build this though. People are saying that like, oh, what if it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
aliens or
Aliens.
some kind
The
of
same thing that he said with the
Not like
Mayans.
like the Zelnaga and
Yeah.
the Protoss.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Ball. And
Or more like, the
Believe in the
Aztec stuff.
unbelievable, y'all.
Or even
I
don't know
think
too much about
I
that.
think
The
we're
world's been
living in a
around.
very exciting generation. We're gonna find out like
I
some
hope
all
so.
this crazy shit about
Well,
like
definitely gonna find
past
out about JFK, I think.
civilizations and
I'm,
this
I'm
and
so
that.
into that.
might-
Oh my god, I would love
And
that.
whether
Society.
Prometheus was
do
really
you think it's
real
going to
or
come from
not.
Trump?
No, I think it's just going to come from war.
Because
I think
Trump
something's gonna
promised
happen.
that, right? He said he
Yeah.
was going to release all the JFK
Yeah. That was
files
bullshit.
and all
you know,
that shit.
even from the Epstein files, they're just releasing bullshit. You know,
Yeah.
it's like they can't get themselves
because let's be
incriminated.
real, if they release the real
Yeah.
Epstein files, who's going to be on it?
Everyone.
It's not just Trump, dude. Come on,
But
man.
he is going to be on
You know,
it.
He's gonna
Hunter's
be
gonna
on
be
it,
on
but
it.
he's
gonna be
Biden's
on-
gonna be
oh,
on it.
I don't give a shit if they're on it, but I'm
Musk
just
is probably
saying.
gonna be on it.
Yeah.
You know, Musk is gonna be on it. Zuckerberg and his Chinese
Yeah.
girlfriend's gonna be on
All
it.
of them are gonna
Jay-Z,
be
I don't
you know.
think Zuck's going to be on it. Maybe I'm a
You
little
are
biased.
biased.
You're
He's
so
such a
biased.
You're
lizard.
so
Wait, you like
biased.
Zuckerberg?
They're friends.
They're friends.
We grew up with each other.
Yeah.
They went to middle, like they
Holding
went
their
to
butts in
childhood
New York.
friends.
That has me
There's
gagged.
like-
But you
There's
know what?
like-
You know what? You know what?
I'm
no,
like one
funny
of his
thing?
biggest haters. I'm
I
so
was
sorry.
friends with Travis Kalanick.
Wait, when?
Who's that?
We went to high school together. We played football together.
That's
football.
is that
Uber
the
guy.
Uber guy. Yeah.
Oh,
the Uber
Uber.
guy, yeah.
Oh, dope.
Yeah,
well,
but
the guy
like-
that created Google
But they
went to my
actually
high
talk. We
school.
don't
Wait,
talk.
shouldn't you hate the Uber creator more? He had like super anti, feminist policies
So
early
what?
on.
Really?
They all do.
And,
Well, fuck
and,
him.
and anti-employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it was, Uber in the
every
early days
company
was very
shitty.
unsafe for women. in
Still
general.
is.
No, it
And-
wasn't. Early
I
days,
think
it
it
was
still
safe.
is. I would never allow
It was
it.
when it came out like 10 years
But
ago?
in the early days, they didn't
like
have any
early days?
screening for like criminal.
driver?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
It was like the
yeah,
Uber
you're like
thing.
asking to get
So
kidnapped.
they were
delivery
hiring
people,
a lot
huh?
of people who had like SA charges on their background.
Exactly.
I totally believe that.
So they didn't like, yeah, they
Oh,
were
I'm very alert when I use those ride services.
exactly.
have to be.
So.
Well, fuck you, Uber. I'm gonna use Lyft tonight. Shit.
I always
Speaking-
use
Actually, I
it.
do use both apps to check if one of them's cheaper
Yeah,
than
that's
the
the
other.
Asian
Yeah,
thing to
that's-
do.
yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
do
we
that.
use.
I question you.
I would use Uber if you would have answered my email. I would use.
But I'm going to be
Uber.
honest.
Yeah,
If you
hook
do
it up
that
for it. It doesn't
comparison,
count.
All day, motherfucker.
90% of the time, Lyft is cheaper.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I would
90%.
say so.
I check at the airport all the time, Lyft and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, it's all about what's
I
the
haven't Ubered
cheapest.
in a minute.
Dude.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not
Everything's
playing
expensive.
around right now. Everything's so expensive right now. Even the breakfast, like I
I was
charge
gonna
my
ask how that
guys.
restaurant
Yo, I
been.
saw eggs in New York for like $20.
Dude,
A dozen?
all right, look, this is what I saw.
18 or 12. 12 or 18.
5 pieces
Either
of bacon,
way,
2
it's-
eggs, and 2
crazy.
toast, and also like a potato side or like a grit side of 16 ounces or so. That's going for about $15.99 plus tax.
5
Good.
pieces
That's
of
really
bacon?
good.
You know how much?
Five
Why?
pieces
That's
of
a shit
bacon?
ton of
Why?
food.
Because my fucking Moby's, motherfucker.
You know
That's
what the-
why.
you know
Five
how
pieces
much-
of bacon is a
That's
lot.
right.
Also, I want
Moby's,
to point
motherfucker.
out
Come to Moby's, bitch.
another episode where we're plugging Moby's. I just want to make sure.
I'm dead. Oh my
Not that
God.
I feel any hatred or
Yo,
anything
they straight
about it, but I'm
Let's
going to
raise,
keep
let's
pointing
raise
it
that
out.
up, y'all.
But you know,
5 pieces of
go to
bacon.
Moby's.
you know how
Our
much?
BLTs have 4.
You know how much a
It's under
dozen
$10
eggs is in
That's
China?
a lot, actually.
You know how much in
You're
Shanghai?
generous.
Do you know how much a dozen eggs is in Shanghai?
Like $2.
$1.
$1.50.
Yeah. I miss those days.
But are they real eggs?
Versus what?
Yeah,
Cardboard eggs.
versus our processed eggs and our
Lead
processed food and
Okay,
our
okay.
processed
Everything
shit.
GMO
Moving
here.
on.
I've heard
Exactly.
of like I have heard about the Chinese like selling like straight up cardboard mandu to Koreans.
That's bullshit.
Is it?
Because like, why would they keep buying the mandu
No,
bull?
they obviously stopped, and it came out on the news after it came out. You know,
All
Obviously,
right,
they're not
South
stupid
Korea
enough
and
to
China,
go,
that's
keep
all
buying
fucking
that
bullshit.
shit.
Like South
Yeah.
Korea is just spewing all this bullshit nonsense. Because my
How
parents
about lead
tell
in
me
the belly
all the
of the
time.
fish that
my
they used to
parents
sell?
repeat
I was there.
all the same fucking bullshit you're saying to me.
Wait. Look
My
at that
parents are
screen.
repeating.
There is a Chinese cardboard bun hook. So
I'm dead. Oh my God.
It was in 2007.
No
That's why
way.
it's a hoax.
Yeah.
It's a hoax.
That's why it said hoax on the Wikipedia page.
It was a hoax.
Well, Wiki's full of shit, dude. It's owned by a
even,
Chinese
even
company.
Michael Wan was like saying all this. Oh, the organ harvesting. I was like, oh god. This
No,
is
but I believe
stupid.
that though. I heard
Okay.
you could get
Yeah,
organs like
because-
that.
Okay, we're gonna
You're
later.
propagandized.
Next
what
topic.
do you want me to say?
So remember that whole signal chat leak? You know, with
Oh
the
yeah, I actually
Atlantic?
think it was a purposeful leak, but
Of course you do.
Yeah.
But Europe responded, and
Oh shit.
yeah, so the British Parliament.
Damn, Trump got old, dude.
Yeah, so they're
He
now
looked like Sifu.
well, they're now starting to question if they can trust
actually, sorry, the
America in regards to like national security because of it,
Probably
because they were
not.
being so, you know, willy nilly with classified information, especially as it pertained to bombing countries.
Yemen.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, apparently a lot of England, the UK, and I think even parts of the EU are starting to question whether or not they can trust United States to be an ally moving forward.
Can they
So,
afford to?
I mean, I as a communist, I see this as a positive.
Yeah, I mean,
development.
I think it's a very appropriate response to what happened. You know,
because for me, you know, imperialists fighting each other is a good outcome.
But honestly, like, isn't like
It's just showing you
Portugal.
the decline of the American empire. This
Or
is
just
this
like
is part of this
the
is
Western Empire.
Yeah.
I see like NATO as part of that
Yeah.
kind of extension as well.
then isn't like half of all white people, like 80% of all white people are they're guilty in Portugal,
yeah.
British Kingdom.
The colonizers.
all of them.
I would say
Send
more
them to
the
war
Eastern
first.
Eastern Europeans are more, I guess.
They usually keep
Yeah.
to their own and just.
I mean, they
conquer
were
their own
mostly
territory.
part of the Soviet Union, so they couldn't
Yeah.
really like.
No,
They
it's
couldn't
like
do
East
much
Asia.
for a
They just
long
fight amongst
time,
each
yeah.
other. They haven't got to the point of overspilling over all over the world,
Yeah.
but America definitely
Whereas,
has.
you know,
and-
like England had this entire empire around the world. France,
yeah,
of
they
course,
started
had
it.
like
And
places
Portugal,
in Africa.
you gotta put
do
the
you
Portuguese,
support
you know,
the
on there
Russian
too.
government? Like, what's your
I
take on
would
Russia?
support.
They're kind of to themselves, it seems.
I don't support the government on its own, but I do support it against Ukraine because I believe Ukraine is a bunch of Nazis.
Whoa. Whoa, that's a hot take.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
we don't have to.
That's why everyone.
I want to talk
when you
to
see
you
the messages
some,
like, we want
get to know
Doug back.
you,
We
like,
want Doug
I don't
back.
Peshik or
Doug,
something.
Doug,
but
Doug.
The only
very
negative,
interesting person, guys.
the only negative
Whoa.
thing.
3 Scorpios, remember?
Yeah.
Actually, I think I
It
was
makes
expecting
sense.
you guys to
It's
get into
funny.
this big
I
old
know,
fight,
all
and
the
you guys
comments are like, let
start
that
to kill
bitch.
each other. But this is kind of weird right
No,
now. You guys are
you-
getting
you-
along. It's kind of like funky.
Well, I get along with you. You're Trumpy.
Well,
I've been telling everyone. Like, I get along
My
so
thing is
good with
just
a Trumpy.
I'm open to
Same.
if people
I'm all love.
Yeah.
I
If people want to
promise.
just chat, I'm just chat.
Hey, how'd you lose the
I
weight
love
though?
opposing views.
I told you I've been running 3 times a week.
How long are you like? How many miles are you running like every time?
Now
six.
I've run to like six
That's a
miles.
lot.
6 miles.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I run
each time.
My joints.
not that fast. I'm running it probably like in
So
an
you're running for
hour
like
15.
Yeah, I was
hour
gonna
half.
say over an hour.
Yo, that's still.
Not too fast.
That's still like over
I used
5K.
to be yeah. I used to run. I
Running-
mean, like the
running is
fastest.
good.
I ran a half in 2011, and it probably averaged around 10.
A half marathon.
Yeah.
That's
13.
13.
Bruh.
So that was when I was 28, so a lot younger. But I did average around 10:30,
You want to
which
run a
isn't
marathon?
like that
I'm
fast,
down to run
but
a
it's
marathon.
like it's
Really? You would
decent.
train?
I do about like 10-minute miles, right? But
Bro,
I'll do a
that's great.
half a marathon.
Yeah.
And then put a shirt on.
But nowadays,
saying,
I'm running to the
flat
point
feet.
where
That's
you
great.
can smell the ammonia in the shower. When you're washing. off
Oh,
your
then you're
sweat.
like doing like major stuff.
Yeah.
What kind of shoes do you
Ammonia.
recommend?
I use my Asics.
Asics?
They're kind of like a solid running brand. I
Okay.
feel like. Not
Anyway,
Stay healthy, y'all.
No, I'm just
real
curious.
quick.
Because when you get old, your feet and stuff hurt. You know?
So I know you said
That's
that. I am now understanding how Michael felt. But anyway, I know you said that when fascist countries are fighting each other, it's one good thing. But the only negative downside to how the rest of the world is reacting to the signal leak is that countries, especially in Europe, are ramping up their militaries because of it, because they're starting to think that they can't rely on the United States as an ally. Mm-hmm. Which is a little terrifying because then it really feels like we're really inching towards a third world war.
I mean, can I just like say from one
Which
point,
some
like,
people might say.
I
is
know it
needed.
is. I really agree.
That's
We
probably
are
inevitable.
inching towards a third world war unless everyone yields to one superpower that's not going to create a war over it. Whether that's
Yeah.
going to be China,
I
Russia,
mean,
or America, we
That'll
don't
create
know.
fascism, though. Is the only
But the fact of the
problem.
matter is that this has been going on for like centuries and decades, dude. America has been planning
Yes.
this, going all over the place, helping.
Wow.
"Quote unquote." I mean, this even as a conservative, it's obviously it's written on the walls that when you
Like,
get
you know
help
what
from
we
the
did to
U.S.,
the
you
Cold
are
War.
owned by the
Yeah.
U.S. and you are when you become a citizen of of America, you are going to pay taxes until
Kingdom Come.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
We're
this
just
has been
serfs.
proven for American citizens that are residing in other countries. Expats, they cannot have more
Exactly.
than $10,000 in their bank
it's-
without reporting it.
It basically
That's why everyone's mentally
ultimately
ill here.
becomes wage slavery
It's too-
at
it's
the
too
end
hard
of the
to
day.
It's the Matrix,
Which is why I'm a communist, right?
Wait, so
I'm
then-
against wage slavery.
Do you make money? I mean, that's kind of a.
In what?
You obviously make money, right? Because you have to survive.
So
But
I
you're
used to
not,
be
like, an employee.
I used to be a management consultant.
Okay. Okay.
But
how long,
I heard
though?
you're a Bitcoin millionaire.
Oh, period.
Don't smile.
Doug
You're really
used to be
innovative.
Bitcoin
Doug used to be
billionaire.
a poker player, so he
And a
Oh.
poker player.
So
So,
when
he
I
came
was-
in second
What
place in the World
interesting
he
Series.
lore.
shits
poker.
cash.
So in 2006, when I graduated Duke,
That's dope.
He
Oh,
graduated Duke too.
I went
완전
to the World
fucking
Series of
엄친아
Poker.
right
All right,
there,
calm
dude.
down over there, young. Jesus,
Yeah.
man.
우리 아빠가 되게 자랑하게 생각했겠다.
멋있어요.
kind of.
진짜.
I mean,
Instead, he got
it's a
me,
mixed
so-
bag
All you guys
since,
are cool,
since my
but
parents
I
are
like
Christian.
learning
I don't
the
know what's
lore.
happening right now.
But in 2006, I made it to the final table of the World Series of Poker, and I win $2.5 million at the age of 20.
Bro, win us $1,000.
Dude,
$1,000.
you're asking for feeble shit.
Win me
You're asking
$1,000.
for Heisenberg to cook you a fucking tween, What the fuck are you asking? Like,
I'm
That's
poor,
funny.
clearly.
It's actually funny because I've been
Oh
watching
my
Breaking
God.
Bad recently again.
I love
my
Breaking
son
Bad.
loves it, dude.
Okay.
Such a good show.
But I'm watching it because I'm now seeing all the German references.
Oh, really? I
And
didn't
there's
see any of that,
Nazi
dude.
references all over. Like there's the obvious one with the
Heisenberg,
gang
yeah.
and Heisenberg, but there's all these
Iconic.
subtle ones too.
Really?
Like for example, Ellie and Gretchen Schwartz.
Okay.
Schwartz is a
Oh.
very common German
Jewish name.
Ashkenazi name.
Wait, wasn't
right?
it Jewish?
Yeah, Jewish German name.
Okay.
But then Schwartz is like he kind of stole Walt's girl and his company, so it's
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
kind of like anti-Semitism sort of sort of idea?
No, all kinds of politics and political analysis, as well as cultural analysis, is just in that TV show. I would recommend it.
It's
to
very
anyone.
subtle, but
even like
It's an
Medicare
amazing
and
show,
like
yeah.
someone working a good life, the right life.
there's
per
all
se.
these debates about like, hey, did the person who cheated on his taxes in a corporate sphere is he as guilty as the meth dealer, or is that different? Is that okay because he's rich?
What was his name?
Everyone's morally ambiguous.
Skylar started having sex with.
Yeah,
right?
Beneke.
That guy. Beneke, yeah.
You need to watch Better Call Saul then.
I'm watching it right
I'm
now.
watching
Don't tell me anything more about it.
I almost think it's so good.
It is better.
My mom
The
actually
the
likes
character,
Better Call
like,
Saul.
Yeah.
Really?
just the
Better
writing
Call
is
Saul.
so good.
Better Call Saul is so much better.
Do you know what's
So-
funny? Like me, my son getting into a
Like
TV
good
show
TV?
about
Say-
cooking meth and
Yeah.
selling meth has kind of reignited everything as a family,
Welcome
including
to
my
America.
wife. Right? It's just the funniest thing. Sorry.
And the other thing
Sorry
too
about
is
that.
methamphetamine was strongly used by both the Nazis and the Imperial Japanese Army.
Yes, for their kamikaze bombings and stuff like that, right?
Wow.
And you
Yeah,
see, the
no.
only kind of Asian person in Breaking Bad is Emilio Koyama, who is half Japanese.
I don't remember that
Wait,
character.
what was he? What was his
He's
character?
he a
he's
dealer?
low-level dealer.
Okay.
He's the one.
So
that
many
kinda-
good characters.
I just remember
on that
Tuco.
show.
I think he gets
Tuco
killed
was
in
so
the
first-
badass,
Tuco,
dude.
bro.
Tuco is just so intense.
Good show.
He reminds me
Yeah.
of me.
You're Tuco.
Don't get arrested, y'all.
Welcome back, Doug.
You missed me. You missed my autism.
The references.
Next topic is the Columbia student, the person that who was being tracked down
Yes.
by ICE to be, deported. She is now suing ICE
Oh, good.
for obviously trying to illegally
Kidnap
deport
her?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to try to kidnap her.
Holy fuck.
I think
This
she
is
has
so
every right to
scary.
do
This is
that if
literally
she has
Gestapo.
just cause to. And I think anyone who is being targeted by ICE in any way negative, and they feel that they have some kind of a litigation to bring up, I think they need to get the right legal counsel and be able to fight this. I agree with that as well. Just as much as deportations,
Yeah.
I agree with the right to fight it if you are legit. If you are legit, do it, And I think that there should be a certain amount of government funds that's set aside to help the people in the legal funding. That's my opinion.
Now, initially, they kind of made it sound like she was like a transfer student, but she's not. She's been in America. She's been a permanent resident since she was 7 years old. So there's no reason why she shouldn't be able to,
Right,
live the
permanent
life-
residency
right.
since 7 years old. That means it's the
She's
same
here
as my
legally.
case, and
Yeah.
that's what I
Still
became. She
get
should
the
be able
Bill
to
of
stay here.
Rights. You still
That's how it's
are.
for me,
Unless
too.
you
Yeah.
have been convicted of a felony.
Yeah.
That's the
I
only thing that I'm saying. I don't think she
highly
has.
doubt she has been convicted of felony.
Yeah, no.
Well,
there
no
has-
one knew
Maybe
Heisenberg
it's
was a
biased.
fucking meth dealer.
There hasn't
either,
been
you know?
there hasn't been any reporting that she has any criminal activity on her record, so there's no reason
Yeah.
why this should be
Yeah.
happening to her.
And I agree. If this is happening to her, it's a terrible cause. It's wasting her time. This is the most important time of her life right now, where she should be getting an education, and she should be able
Yeah.
to get like a. There should be something
And
where you could.
the biggest
handle these
bullshit thing
cases
is
quickly.
that, like, I heard that she just attended these things. She wasn't like a big part
Oh,
of the rally.
no, yeah,
the-
she
the-
wasn't like an organizer.
Yeah, oh,
no.
okay. The protests, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so she's a permanent
Resident.
resident, right? And we
Green
talked
card.
about this,
Yeah.
right? And then if you were on the case of maybe if you were a student visa,
Yeah.
then that might be just cause to deport
Yeah,
someone
I mean,
because that's not
it
what you're supposed to do as a
Still
student.
seems
you know what I
wrong
mean?
for what we believe as
It
a country,
does.
but
It
yeah, it's
does.
a different set of rules than
Yeah.
if you
But
are
what I'm saying
a
that is
permanent
like
resident.
even this like idea that she was like this protesting like against the American government. It's just kind of like
that's why
Well,
the
I'm
Jewish
wondering-
power is like just so scary to me.
I'm wondering how they even knew she was just.
well, more
only
the
a
liberal-
permanent
so-
resident.
liberal
Am I gonna get
Anglo-Jewish at the Anglo-Jewish power.
So I don't know.
shot from
I don't know if they're
Let's,
using it in New
let's
York.
couch it in.
I
the-
take it back. Here,
Let's couch it
edit
in
that
the-
shit, man. All right.
So I don't know if they're
Not-
using it in New York. Hajin just asked how they're finding out that she was even there. So
Or like only a permanent resident. Like,
So-
how would they even know?
Phone records could easily.
But if she's just standing there, how are they like
what they
targeting
do
them?
in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
for instance, is the LAPD has this AI program and this like detector thing, which actually originated
That's
from
scary.
Israel, which is I believe it originated from IDF specifically. But basically, what it does is it creates this faux cell tower. So everyone's cell phones who are in that area ping to this faux cell
No
tower
way.
first before it pings to the actual cell tower. So they're able to know immediately who is at each rally.
Oh my gosh.
And it
Is
immediately
this connected
tells
Palantir?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. But either way, it then tells the police. So then the police know who was there. So now they're advising anyone, if you ever attend any rallies specifically for Palestine,
Turn your
leave
phone
your
off?
phone behind.
Oh.
Even if you bought a burner phone with your real name or your
Ay,
credit
oh.
card, it will still
This
trace
is
back to you.
scary.
And you know,
So you can only have a phone if you bought a burner phone with
We're in
cash.
the
that's what I'm
surveillance
saying.
state.
America
It's
is
here.
the land of
Call
protest.
Holy fuck.
But
It's
you might be
here.
interested in this tidbit. Harvey Weinstein, for example,
Oh, yeah, fuck that guy.
when he was defending himself or whatever, or trying to defend himself against these claims, he hired an Israeli intelligence firm.
Mind
God.
manipulation.
Hey, let me ask you a
Hello.
question as an
Yeah,
actor.
yes.
Harvey Weinstein, right? He
Two
said
of
he
them.
can make you like super, big,
Oh,
right?
hate.
Would you like,
Obviously, no.
Obviously, I would say
you know
no.
what? Having a family, having a wife and a family
Yeah.
to support, I would think about it.
The thing
You're
is,
terrible. Don't
I would,
say that.
Harvey, come here, make me a million.
but
Wait,
that's-
what?
you know what I
to
mean?
But that's
you?
different.
Okay, that's you then. Then you're
That's
sacrificing
different.
yourself.
That doesn't
You know,
mean
like,
your
I-
answer.
Yeah.
You can't sacrifice
Yeah.
your
Why
wife.
are you being misogynistic? Why as a
Yeah,
man?
you can't.
Well,
Come
because-
on,
because-
yes!
No,
I'm
because-
teaching the men. I'm
No,
so
it's literally
happy.
the opposite. I was saying, as a man, your answer is invalid because your experience is different than of a woman. So with you saying,
fair. All
I
right.
would
Yeah,
say
all
right.
yes,
That's
doesn't
good. That's
apply
a
to the
good-
conversation
You
because
are
you're not a
smart,
woman.
man.
That's
That's,
fair,
actually a
that's
good. That's a
fair.
good point. You're right.
You
but
can
also,
only donate your
I hear
pussy.
that in Korea.
Pussy?
We're moving on.
What
Anyway.
I heard in Korea, though, every exec is basically Harvey Weinstein.
No,
Yeah.
but no,
There's
it
so
is.
much sexual
It is.
exploitation there.
Even
This is
even for the guys,
a very
too.
passionate
Even like-
topic
They're like
for me.
they're like
No, do
Oh,
you,
yeah.
do you remember?
No,
do you
I mean,
remember,
there's like famous
There's
designers that
literally
Wait, what's his
breeds.
name? Do you
younger
remember
guys come up and become super
Joey
big.
Lawrence's younger brother?
Who, Joey
He
Lawrence?
was on Boy Meets World.
Oh, I loved that show.
But he claimed that a big Hollywood executive director, and he said that on a superhero movie, told him that basically that, like, if you do sexual stuff for me, I'll put you in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very obviously he was talking about Bryan Singer.
But
Oh,
yeah, dude.
my
yeah,
God.
man. I mean,
I
that's
mean,
everywhere.
Like,
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Justin Bieber and Diddy.
So
I mean,
you-
let's,
so you-
let's be
I
honest.
would-
I would never.
And
I would
freaking
say
Usher.
For my
I would
kids.
never.
When he was 17.
I would take it for my kids.
But you don't know how these like pervasive like exploitative tactics work to try and like coerce or
you're
like
right. That's why-
abuse
that's why
people.
Justin
Like,
Bieber's all screwed
even when
up.
you
When
decline,
I was a
sometimes you don't
teenager-
even have a choice.
When I was a
Yeah.
teenager, I remember reading an article about Usher, and he was talking about when he was growing up, and he was living in P. Diddy's house.
that, yes.
And he
Yeah,
talked
he was
about how
definitely
he would like open up doors and just see orgies
Just
and
his
join in
innocence
into whatever.
gone.
And I remember at the time as a teenager,
That's
initially being like, whoa, that's cool. And then immediately followed up, I was like, wait, no, that's creepy for a 16-year-old. And I was
You know
like,
what's-
that's so inappropriate.
You know what's
That
funny?
changes their brain
So, like,
chemistry.
pretty awesome
You're
to be
like
a
you're too
16-year-old
young.
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's trauma, literally.
You know
I
Zendaya.
don't know about that. Like,
It
it depends which
is.
16-year-old. I
28
mean,
now,
like,
But so she actually started
Started
her
in
own
Disney.
YouTube channel as well. Disney, but also a YouTube channel.
Is how
14
she
years
started.
ago.
Oh, shit.
There was a YouTube channel where there was like her first video on YouTube. She was a 14-year-old kid, and you're like, oh my god, you could just see the innocence, just like
that
it's
kills
gone,
me every
it's dead.
time.
Let me ask you-
There's no innocence.
No,
Look,
Hollywood is
no,
dark,
not
bro.
in that video.
Oh.
In that video, you're like.
I was like, what happened to
You're
her?
like, oh my God, Zendaya is so innocent here. She's like
Yeah.
so like spunky, whatever.
Dang.
Now it's like
I see why she keeps herself. She,
Yeah.
I don't know.
'cause her
Amongst
career's
me
kind of,
and my football, team, and like being like a 16-year-old, being amongst a group of hot 22-year-old women, that might be like kind of a dream. But
No, but you have to
It could
watch May
be-
December. You think it's a dream when you're like
Midsommar?
May December. It was
I've
a
seen
movie with.
Midsommar.
It's on Netflix.
Why
with
do you keep
Charles
saying it like
Melton
that?
That was a
and
weird
Natalie
ass
Portman.
movie.
I remember
dude.
when I was
You think you would like it, but you really don't know
Mid-
how it would affect
me?
you.
I
Like
don't-
if as a teenage boy walking into an orgy, you're like, oh wow, that seems delightful.
not like
but
joining
really,
in, like isn't that your
no.
dream
Like you
kind
don't
of?
know
No.
like the damage it leaves on you. Like
know,
and you
I-
realize that when you're older.
You
like
know what?
that
I would
happens all the
agree.
time
I think there was some
to male
damage on me
victims.
from like watching
you've
porn
experienced.
at a younger age. Like I think it wasn't by
That's
choice.
very
It
a
wasn't by
thing.
choice.
It does. It changes your brain
Wait,
chemistry.
what do you
Someone-
mean it wasn't
someone,
by
like, showed
choice?
it in
Somebody
front of you, or
because
they
it
didn't
was,
censor
it was
it.
we were bicycling, right? We didn't watch porn, but it was like a Hustler magazine or something like
Yeah.
that. And then it was like a shed somewhere that we were mountain biking, and then it was like three of us. I was second grade. He was in third grade. There was another guy who was in first grade. And then we used to bicycle a lot in Santa Rosa. And then we went to
Aw.
the shed, and there was always like ripped up like porn pages, and I remember watching that, and it's like I still remember it. You know what I mean?
That's kind of exciting.
How old
That's
were you?
different. I
Well,
feel like.
no, I don't think it was exciting.
Well,
I think
not
it
as a
did some kind of
kid,
weird
but-
damage. I think.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
okay.
How old were you?
I mean, it could have. I was
Yeah,
about
yeah.
7 or 6.
It
Right?
introduced
yeah.
sexuality
Your brain
things to you at
changes.
an early
Yeah,
age.
but I had
Before
no,
you're
but no
ready.
one's ever
Yeah.
like explained anything about what that was. Like my parents,
Right.
there's no birds and the bees, and I
Yeah,
thought,
Right,
I didn't have
right.
especially with
Oh, we
Korean
did,
Did
heritage.
any
yeah.
of us have a conversation
No,
with our
fuck
parents
no.
about sex?
I taught everything. I taught
I have
myself
not
everything
seen
online.
my parents.
no, I learned from my
kiss
friends. I learned
before.
from fucking the magazine at the shed.
Yeah.
I have
I
not
learned
even
everything
seen them
online.
like hold hands before.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Why is she holding his dick?
They need to talk to their kids
When I was
more.
a kid,
Korean
apparently,
parents,
I
So it wasn't a
please.
Playboy.
Apparently, I
it
told
was-
my
like it was
parents.
like straight up
It
Hustler.
was Hustler.
Yeah.
When I was
I don't even know
like,
what that
it was
is.
I think I was
heavy.
like 10 or 11. I said, "You guys are just in a business relationship, huh?"
That's a lot of Korean parents. Clock it.
Speaking that's so
of-
sad, you know. That's so accepted in Korea. Sorry, go ahead.
Speaking of degeneration, we're gonna end this first episode where I'm
It's been an
hosting
hour already. Holy
Somali.
shit.
with
He got
Johnny
jail time,
Somali.
right?
This guy's still
Yeah,
around?
so
He's so
he's still in
ugly, I'm
Korea. He
sorry.
just I don't know if you've been keeping up with
yeah.
it, but basically he got sentenced or no, he got found guilty. They're waiting for sentencing, so he's still in Korea. He can't leave. He's been with Hank Yu this whole time. But this past week, Johnny Somali actually went to a pro-Yoon protest in South Korea. He wore a MAGA hat, and as you'll see in this video, he's, literally getting along with Korean people. He's like apologizing to the conservative Koreans, and he's saying things like, "Get the CCP out of here." It's without some altercations.
I wonder
though.
where his next trip is.
He's like
To
antagonizing
China?
them.
He is, but then towards the end, he puts up this sign that says CCP out, and he starts screaming CCP out. He starts getting on his knees and starts apologizing to the Korean people, saying, "I'm sorry, Korea. I'm sorry." Obviously,
buying it?
it
No,
comes
he's just
off very
fucking with- he's just
performative.
trolling everyone.
Yeah, he's just
it's
trolling,
performative.
right?
It's
Yeah.
trolling.
You know what I really wish? No, I don't wanna say.
Wait.
Yo,
But
Chiefy.
so after this, so throughout the day, I think he's at this protest for like an hour. He live streams through the whole thing, and then. Sorry, hold on.
God, I hate
Let me
him.
just pause that for a second. Why can I not find the video?
What is that stupid emoji? Are they saying I'm drunk?
What is that?
Yes, I did have a few drinks
They're
before I
fucking
got here today. but- okay, no,
animation
it's
and
not.
What he's
so
trying to do is
iconic.
make himself useful to the Korean government right now. He's trying.
Oh, Somali.
Yeah, he's trying to make himself useful to the right
and then
wing.
try to get a
get a
get a
little
quick
kickback.
pass. But
Yeah.
but the right wing's not really exactly in power at this moment
Well,
Yoon.
he's hoping that
because he's a foreigner.
once
American
once-
citizen. maybe.
he's betting on that the right wing will eventually win because
Do
America's
you
on that
see
side.
his eyes? Do you see
And
his
that-
nose? Like you just see everything about him is just hateful.
Yeah, it is.
And when I see it, I just want to pound that face in.
well,
Like,
I think to
I
me,
just wanna
he doesn't
pound
come
it
off
in.
as hateful as to me as he's just desperate for attention.
No, it's more than that.
I just find it
there's
pathetic.
blatant disrespect.
No, for sure.
There's no respect for
Bad
your
vibes,
opinions
bad
or
aura.
life or
So
mother,
then,
father,
so
love
then you
or
might
anything.
find some joy in this because it's at the end, towards the end of this rally. It starts I think the rally's over and he's still just live streaming when all of a sudden,
Oh, he gets punched, but it's not.
Oh, he gets punched?
It's not strong enough.
Oh my god.
No, you gotta put him on the ground. You gotta like.
no,
It was
for
like
sure.
This, I mean,
No. When
he
you
got him,
fuck
but it
up
was like
someone,
this,
dude, if
of
you
this
decide
side,
to use
and not
force
like
on
this.
someone, you gotta pound them down so
Oh,
they're
shit,
either
okay.
deathly afraid of you at the end of it, or
then-
they're not alive, or they're not
let's
breathing.
fucking go.
if I've
He starts following the guy who punched him, and the funny thing is it happens
gosh.
like a couple hundred feet away from a police station, and it's very obvious this guy just does not care.
They're not. No, they don't care either. Everyone wants to see him get fucked up. To be honest with you.
Look right there to the left. That's the police station.
So
Yeah.
look how he's empowered to do this. That's weird. He's harassing him right now too. You know, when you think about it, you know.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't have punched him, but he's harassing him also. He's just going there and report it right away. So if
That's
you
bound
want
to
to keep
happen.
going with this shit, I mean, it goes endless, but he needs to get his ass pounded into the ground. He needs to get his ass kicked
I
into
think
a
it's
bloody
funny
pulp.
that he trolls him to be like, let's have a conversation, and it's like nothing about Johnny Somali
for
says.
me, I'm
let's
just
have
like, I think
Oh,
even,
he's
just,
so
this guy
annoying.
is
I hate guys like him.
even just beating him up is
Such attention
not enough.
whores.
You know,
He needs to be eliminated.
thank you.
Like
You know, I don't want to say that, but like
I'm fine saying
at
it.
least
He
beat
needs to
up,
be eliminated.
At least beat up
The
to a point you're
communist
gonna remember
there
for
There's
the
no
rest of your
there's
fucking
no
life.
redemptive quality in him.
Boom!
So he
He
needs to
definitely
either
needs
go
his
to
channel gone or
That was a-
whatever.
no, you
yeah,
gotta- you
either
gotta
he needs to go
hit
to
the
solitary
channel.
confinement and
Demonetize.
be
No, he,
psychologically.
look at that fucking smile on his. He reminds me of my
Yeah,
friend.
he has
that
a
motherfucker.
fucko face.
Is
needs
he
to be
your
eliminated.
friend?
Yeah.
No, he's a
He
guy that I
sounds like
don't
he's
really like.
used the
He does
word
look like
friend
a
very
pup.
But
loosely.
he has the same teeth, you know. I'm just
Look at
like
that
looking
freeze
him.
frame.
He has very nice teeth, though. He has very nice teeth, very white.
Goofy though.
But it's white, you know. It's very white.
He's
Like,
also saying
nice,
that
clean
I would do
teeth,
this,
straight,
whatever.
Goofy ass.
I think like if somebody decided to use force, they need to go all the way.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
He
You know,
better,
I'm
he
like
better
that
watch
too.
himself.
You're kind of old school. That's old school. You know, all the way or nothing. You know, walk the walk, walk it.
Yeah, communists
No, walk the
are
walk, run it.
communists are old school. If you read the actual, Mao and Stalin, we are old
All right.
school.
Mao Trump.
Yeah.
And with that concludes our first episode with this new lineup and with Doug back.
Subunit.
I'm Ed Choi. Today we've been joined by...
Great job, Ed. Seriously, great job.
Thank
man.
you. Thank you as well to Young Kim.
I see that whole hosting the hosting thing. It puts a few
수고했습니다.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone.
Thank
Yeah.
you. to Ha-Jin Cho and our return fan favorite,
Honorary guest.
Douglas Kim.
Who's lost a few pounds and is getting more
Come on,
healthier.
Slim.
Are you my mom? Only my mom
We're
comments on
cheering
my
you
weight as
on.
much.
Good for you.
Thing.
Don't
Should
get
be
us
flattered.
살쪘어.
Yeah, no. My mom's
Trauma.
not allowed to speak on
Yeah,
my weight
I
ever
fucking
again.
flip out.
But
if
yeah,
it's
I am
talking about it. I'm like,
174
bitch.
right now. I haven't been under 180 for past 5-6 years. So
Great job, dude.
Keep
Good
smoking
job.
that crack.
Don't
Jeez.
smoke crack, guys.
On that note, make sure
where's
you
it going?
like, subscribe, smash that notification bell. Otherwise, I'm Ed, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
And Young, I don't know when.
I guess he just left.
Gone.
Okay, great.
He is.
Wait, who told Young
What the fuck?
that he was the reason why he left? Wait, how did
I
he get-
literally don't know why he left.